Ganesh, Sadhguru always says joy should come from within. It should not depend on external forces or external factors. But for common people like us, how is it possible to attain that state? What can we do to get to a state where we are not perturbed by the external factors?
One thing is that there's no such thing as common people. We're all human beings, we're all people, but just a joke. But having said that, the practice, the daily practice which we do, which we
Mhm.
learn in inner engine, is designed solely for that, to make joy a very natural state.
Mhm.
And the practice of Shambhavi Mudra Kriya specifically is designed to create a chemistry of joy within the system. And why I say chemistry is because so many people think that they have to employ their mind, and there's a lot of talk of mindfulness or meditations which employ the mind, but this practice is much deeper. It works on the energy level. It's a
Mhm.
kriya, which is an internal energy process. And so that aligns the system in such a way that, joy becomes a natural state, which is beautiful because you don't have to do anything in an effortful way. Like you don't have to employ the mind and try to, force it to be happy. It's something you do a simple yogic practice, and happiness is a natural consequence.
I can summarize it and say if mind is a monkey, inner engineering is the tool to control it.
We're not in pursuit of happiness. So many times we think that we have to go somewhere to be happy. We need this thing. We have to have this much money or food or whatever else.
Mhm.
But joy can be something that you just carry with you. That can be a natural state, and that then whatever you do is an expression of that.
Awesome answer. Thank you very much. US is one such place where people from all around the world come here chasing their dreams. But when they land here in their constant pursuit of this dream, they get lost sometimes. They want a peaceful life, but they don't want to give up chasing ambitions as well. What would you say to someone if you see someone torn between chasing dreams and having a peaceful life?
So these two are not in conflict. That's the biggest misconception that people have, is you either have to be peaceful and do nothing, or you be ambitious and lose your peace. But these two can very much go together. Being peaceful, when you're more peaceful and happy, you can do more things in the world. That's the reality.
That's right.
So first take care of your interiority. First make yourself into a peaceful, joyful human being.
Mhm.
Then you can fulfill whatever desires that you want in your life. But you can do it in a very joyful, exuberant way, not at the expense of your well-being. That's the whole thing that people need to understand is, see, being successful in the world, looking after whatever you want materially or desires, or whatever it is, family, career, those things need not take a toll or be at the expense of, your health or well-being. Very easily you can take charge of your well-being and then pursue whatever you want. You're more free to actually explore, and you're more capable also to, acquire those things or pursue those things, whatever you want. So spirituality or empowering yourself is in no way in conflict with whatever you do externally. In many ways, it's an empowerment. It actually enables you to have more that whatever you want in your life. Yeah.
Awesome. So it's really good to know that those two are not mutually exclusive or in competition with each other. And in your perspective, Ganesh, looking at where the mankind is going, what do you think will be the biggest spiritual challenge for mankind in the next 50 years?
I think in terms of dealing with our own mind, and also dealing with environmental challenges which are, affecting humanity. So in terms of our own mind, as you see with the mental health crisis and issues that people are facing simply because of the overrun of technology and information that have taken
Right.
over our lives. So just being able to handle that consciously so that you have space to even explore spirituality. Only when you've taken charge of your own mental process and making thought into a conscious process, then you can even look beyond what is there within our physicality. So that's one thing, but also in terms of looking at how to treat the world in a sustainable way, how to take care of the world, how to pay attention to environmental issues, and look beyond our own survival and see what we need to do to the planet so that we can all have a home, for many generations to come. that is also very fundamental, because without that, I mean, spirituality doesn't mean anything if you're constantly fighting for survival or fighting to, handle or tackle environmental issues.
So switching gears, looking at American education system, Ganesh, if President Trump empowers you to overhaul the education system in America tomorrow, what are one or two things that you would change? What would you remove and what would you add?
Yeah, so education system, I would say bringing some element of yoga or meditation into the education or the curriculum would be very beneficial. What we see is the kind of stability that it brings to youth in terms of, being able to, again, take charge of their mind and focus their mind on what they need to do, whether it's academics or sports or whatever else. That's, again, very much needed. I don't know if you heard, but it's in the Isha homeschool in India, when the kids first were starting, they were kind of not very stable and kind of bouncing all over the place. So Sadhguru gave a simple practice, which brought that kind of stability to them, a simple morning practice that they would do. So like that, I think the education systems here would definitely benefit, and also more sports and more outdoors time. Like we just started an Isha school at the Isha Institute in Tennessee. We have 56 children with us now, ages 5 through 12. But really, the kind of learning that they go through is very exploratory and very much connected with nature. So literally, the classroom time is limited to maybe 1.5 hours at a stretch, and then after that they're outside, they're playing games, they're playing sports, they're going on a hike, they're getting connected with some element of nature, and also expending that physical energy, which is very much needed for youth, especially at that age. So you can tell, spending that much time outdoors and playing and having sports and yoga
and meditation,
it brings a different vibrancy to their life, and you can see it firsthand the way these kids are. They're just bursting with joy simply because their day is structured in a way that supports them physically and also with the practice of yoga.
Now, we have Isha USA, Isha Foundation USA, as a separate chapter from the Indian counterpart of Isha, right? How does the USA chapter support Isha's larger initiatives back home? I know there are several dimensions to Isha Foundation, right? Inner well-being is applicable no matter where you are and who you're talking to. However, there are other initiatives such as girls' education initiatives, environmental awareness initiatives. How does the US chapter support those initiatives from here?
As you may know, Isha is a fully volunteer-run organization, so we are supported by over 17 million volunteers all across the world. In the early 90s, this is when the greening projects around the yoga center in Coimbatore started, greening the Velingiri Mountains, which soon evolved into Project Green Hands, which is a mass tree planting effort to restore over a third of green cover in Tamil Nadu, which then evolved to the Rally for Rivers and Kaveri Calling, which are river restoration projects in India, which then evolved to most recently the Safe Soil movement to restore the degradation of global agricultural soil. So this movement has been happening really towards creating a conscious planet for the last 30 years. And here in the US, we do support all of those initiatives. Again, both financially, and volunteers also go to India and support on-ground efforts and do a lot of outreach and research and working with the governments also to implement these policies. A lot more needs to happen here in the Western Hemisphere, in the States. But, we are actively looking at working with the government and NGOs also towards that.
Awesome. Thank you, Ganesh. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. I'm more excited about EOE now, and I'm definitely going to be there. I'm sure many, many more people are going to join us in San Francisco and Philadelphia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raghu. Thank you for having me.
We truly hope you enjoyed this episode. Do stay in touch by subscribing to the channel. If there are topics that you would like us to explore in Raghuverse and talk about, please do let us know via the comment section. Take care.